If you're wondering how I made this using generative AI, you need to watch the rest of this talk. Well, an interesting opening video, I think you'll agree. I wanted to do a series of talks based around our new ebook. We've just released an ebook called Geospatial Growth Unleashed, your step-by-step guide to business success. This is really based around my 25 plus year career in geospatial, the things that I've learned in that career, where I've seen successes and failures in the geospatial business. And this is really kind of a blueprint, this document or this ebook, as to how organizations can walk their way through to success. It's a free ebook and it's available. I've actually got a link to it above this video. So what's in the ebook? Well, there are a number of chapters. I walk through them really quickly. We've got the introduction and building blocks. What are those foundational pieces to build a successful geospatial business? Product market fit, the critical piece. You building a product from scratch, looking for ideas, design thinking. Is your product going to sell in the marketplace that you've chosen? Maybe you're moving from Europe and trying to sell into the US. Maybe you've got a product that you're trying to sell into a different vertical. We cover that in depth in that chapter. Strategy, go-to-market strategy, the plan, the execution, the thing that guides your execution. If you haven't got a solid strategy built on best principles, then your success is going to be more challenging. Sales and marketing is really the execution of that plan. And then we talk a little bit about integration, how there's a trend towards remote sensing and GIS coming together and how that can be successful. And then we finish out by measuring the success and then talk about roadmap. In this talk, I am going to cover sales and marketing. And in particular, we're going to be talking about the sales funnel. Okay, so with a focus on sales and marketing, let's talk about the sales funnel. There are variations on this. The diagram I've got here is really showing three parts to the sales funnel. The first part is awareness. The second part is consideration. And the third part is decision. And we're going to talk through each of these parts in these different talks. But today, I'm going to talk about awareness. And in particular, I'm going to talk about getting attention. And I'm going to show you particularly a use case where we at Gen AI marketers use generative AI to help us at the top of the funnel build attention. So let's jump in. So I'm going to build these videos over time and we'll get more complex. Let's start very simply. I want to show you how I built the video that you see at the very start of this talk. The idea is really just to show an animation. Why is animation such a good thing? Because it's an attention grabber, and colors, and our focus is LiDAR and particularly remote sensing with GIS, but we want to get people's attention for them to drive deeper. So an animation is a great way to do that. So how do we build that animation? First thing, we need a couple of images to start the journey. We're going to use a particular generative AI tool called Luma AI or Luma Dream Machine, which asks actually for a first frame and a last frame. So we've captured a couple of images here. This is our first frame image, and this is our second frame image. Now, sometimes when you do screen captures or you're taking images from other places in this way that I'm doing it here, because remember, generative AI can generate these images for you as well. But these are screen grabs. You'll probably want to do an upscaler. So you'll want to grow those images because often the resolution isn't very good. So there are a bunch of upscalers on the market, and you can just simply, this is a free one, you can just simply go out there, drag and drop those two images I've just shown you into this, make it 400%, and it'll generate a bigger image for you, which looks better in the video. So with that done, you've got the assets ready to go. So what's next? Well, in generative AI land, it's prompts. Prompts are critical. Now, you'll go to the various tools and you'll put in what you want. And again, for every single generative AI tool, there's a slightly different approach to prompts. I use a mixture of ways to generate prompts, but one way that I kind of like to do, I quite like using ChatGPT. What I've done in that image there is, or what you're looking at here is, I basically dragged and dropped those two images into the upscaled image into ChatGPT, and I've asked a question. I need an animation which shows the helicopter in the image flying from left to right. ChatGPT will give me a prompt which will essentially tell Luma AI that's what we want. So here is Luma AI Dream Machine. It's one of the video generation tools, relatively new ones that have just come out. You'll see in this top box, which is where you put your prompt, the ability to actually add a first frame and a last frame. And that's where we're going to use those upscaled images. So there they are. I'm going to select the first image of the helicopter in the corner, and then we'll get that last frame. And we basically want it to animate from one to the other. So I've already prepared a prompt. Let's drop that in. You might need to do, you'll see underneath, you might have to do this multiple times to get the one that you actually want. So we'll see how this one turns out. I'll just click the button there and it'll start in a minute to dream about what you want. I'll put this on pause and bring it back to you once it's finished. Okay, so the video is complete. That probably took two minutes to finish. Let's take a look and see what we've got. Not quite as smooth as I hoped. Kind of weird the way it's pushing the front out of the way. Actually, I don't mind it, I have to say. It's interesting how it's pushing the front out of the way to reveal what's behind it, which is essentially LiDAR. Maybe that's cool. Maybe I like that one. It's an interesting one. It's a little bit slow for me. But anyway, what I say to you is try the same prompt, change the prompt slightly. But at some point, you'll come up with exactly what you want from this particular tool, which is called Luma Dream Machine. So there you have it, our first video in the series on geospatial growth. We are walking through the ebook that we've got for free. Again, there's a link to it above this video. Today, we really were focused on sales and marketing, and particularly around content and how we generate, using generative AI tools, attention-grabbing content that you can put in your LinkedIn posts or whichever top of funnel place that your channel you're working through. We'll do more of these in the future. We'll do more content pieces. We'll start looking in the middle and the bottom parts of the funnel as well. I work for a company called Gen AI Marketers. If you've got any questions of me or of us, feel free to reach back to me, or you can reach the company at genaimarketers.com. I look forward to doing the next talk. Thanks for watching.